And today we are here because it's a demo day of the product management course. These 11 ladies have been working for 10 weeks, very hardly, very passionate to present today their project. I want to thank you also the teacher that have been putting all your heart and brain, obviously. And also the TAs like Julie, Olivia, and all the project mentors that have been helping our students to finish this project that they will be presenting today. The idea is to have 8 minutes for presentation, and later we will have 2 minutes for question. So now we will start with the challenge, because they have been working in challenge provided by the teachers. We will start with the presentation of the challenge of Globo that Anita will be in charge of. So you will be brilliant, ladies. So good luck, and let's start with this.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Anita. Somebody's talking. Let me just mute someone here.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so it's graduation day, and today is the beginning of the next step. It's time to put what you've learned here at this academy to some good use. And well, yeah, all of you actually came into this academy with very different levels of experience and knowledge of product management. But as you leave today, I strongly believe that each one of you is going to become a really good product manager and will take the learnings gathered here to the next level. And I would like to thank all of you for teaching us as much as we've tried to teach you. So yeah, it's time to show us what you've learned. I will now introduce the first batch of students who have been working on a challenge for the company Glovo. Well, not for the company, but in the context of Glovo, which is the company that I work at as a product program manager. All right, sharing my screen. So yeah, basically, I just want to give you some context so that you understand what the challenge was that we gave to our students. Glovo is a company that was founded in 2015 here where I am currently located in Barcelona by Oscar and Sasha. We are spread all over the world. We're operating in several different countries right now, and usually in several different cities within each country. And we have huge expansion plans, especially for the Eastern European region, as well as Arabic and African countries at the moment. The company vision and mission of Glovo is to give everybody easy access to anything in their city. Now, if you've used Glovo before, some of you might know Glovo from previous usage. You've probably ordered some food with the platform, or you might have even ordered groceries, which is something that is possible as well. But so many other things are possible actually with Glovo. And we're trying to open up all the possibilities in your city for you. So I've recently learned that, very interestingly, I think it was in an Eastern European city, where somebody actually ordered a Glovo courier to pick up their kid from school. And that worked out fine. Also, this year's Valentine's Day, our sex shops have boomed very much. And I've also recently learned that somebody, one of our amazing customers, is ordering 101 roses for their partner every week. All of those things are possible with Glovo. Now, Glovo is a 3-pillar marketplace, so we cater to 3 different kinds of users. On the one side, we have the customer who's ordering food or roses or sex toys or whatever you want. On the second side, we have the couriers that need to know where they need to pick up whatever the customer just ordered and need to know where they have to bring it. And then the third customer, or the third user that we have, are partners, which are restaurants, stores, shops, and so on. In order to frame the project, I gave the students three very particular projects to choose from. These are three projects that Glovo is working right now within the social impact team, that Glovo is working on right now within the social impact team. And they are, number one, Glovo Access. We want to minimize hunger in the cities that we operate in by offering our logistical services and our particular access to customers, restaurants, stores, and so on, for NGOs, for local NGOs that are trying to minimize hunger within their city. Number two is the trampoline for Glovers. At Glovo, we don't believe that, well, for a lot of people, being a Glovo courier is not necessarily the job of their dreams. So what we want to do is we want to enable them to find something that they actually want to do while they're working with Glovo. And number three, eco-impact. We want to try and reduce the environmental footprint of Glovo across the entire value chain, which includes packaging, the packaging that our partners are using in order to ship the products to the customer, the transportation footprint that we obviously have, and number three, the food waste and any other kind of waste across our entire value chain. So yeah, that is the project, and now I'm excited to see what you've all come up with, dear students. I believe the first student to present is going to be Cynthia. So I'm going to stop my presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Anita. So, Cynthia, if you can share your screen.
I'm ready.
Go for a deep breath. Perfect.
Oh, yes. Now I'm ready. Okay, so let me just give you a minute. So I will share my screen. Girls, are you able to see the screen?
No.
No yet? Sorry. Give me a second.
Maybe, Cynthia, maybe we can start with Andrea and then go to you if you need some minutes.
Yes, please. If you don't mind, yes, excuse me.
Andrea, you're okay with?
Yeah, I'm okay. Don't worry.
Thank you, Andrea.
What is it? Okay, I'll share my screen. Can you guys see it? Full screen?
Perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start. My name is Andrea Sofia Cedeño. I'm a product manager from the 2021 bootcamp, and I chose the trampoline for Glover Challenge, and that's what I'm about to present. According to Business Insider, in 2019, the number of couriers subscribed to digital platform in Spain stood around more than 29,000. This, and I quote then, is a way of entering the Spanish labor market, since for 1 in 3 couriers, this is the first job they do in Spain. Out of almost 2,000 couriers consulted in the study, they declared that they earn an average of around 332 euros per week, a figure 1.4 times higher than the minimum interprofessional salary. Nevertheless, those incomes can vary widely between riders since not all of them can work the same hours. Um, to achieve those incomes, they will have to work long hours, usually with 1 day off. So they end up physically exhausted. And in order to keep their high scores and get more orders, they have to work on weekends and on rush hours. Also, as we say, there's a significant increase of new Glovers every year, which makes harder to get a good amount of orders. I conducted some research through interviews and surveys. During the interview, they say they start doing this job because it was the easiest to access, they didn't have any proven references, and also they didn't understand the work system because it's quite different from their home country. This added to the fact that their social circle is quite small for now. But there's an observation that I would like to make. They also offer to send the survey to other Glovers and say that one of the good things of this job is to talk to each other while waiting for orders. And through that survey, I got some more facts. The majority of them would like to change job in the near future. Most of them would like to have a full-time contract, and some of them feel they're not updated with the requirements of their desired job sector. And another thing that I would like to point out is that more than a half of the respondents say they feel self-realized with their situation at the moment. So I think that this proof that they're not in a hurry to jump to something else. They still figuring out what's best to their situation, all this while producing income and covering their expenses. I would like to introduce Juan. Juan is my persona. He's a young man. He's a 30-year-old young man. He is a part-time lover. He is Latino and used to be a pilot. He covers his expenses and he usually sends money to his family, enjoys meeting other Glovers while working, and has a good perception of the company. He's been trying to find a job at Amazon for a while, so his plan is to save enough money to get his pilot certification and reach his dream of flying again. He has struggled with finding the right path to reach his goal. He said he doesn't have time to meet new people because of his schedule, so he can extend his network. So if we see the big picture, Glovers want to be able to access better job opportunities in the near future. They're not capable of applying to their desired job position for the lack of network and the lack of deeper knowledge of the opportunities. So we should ask ourselves, how might we help them extend their network, inform them about updates in their desired sector, and provide some guidance? But why doing this? For one side, to develop the brand image, change the public perception regarding the company, get more customers who believe in the company's value. And maybe for a more important side, to deliver value to the couriers, show them that we care about their situation, satisfies their needs of safety and belonging, while helping reach their goals of changing path. So the hypothesis is that we believe that by creating a community where they can connect with others, Glovers can expand their network. We will know we're successful if we see 25% of activation in the first 3 months. Also, by measuring retention, at least 50% of the registration are active users. So the product will be an online community platform. Uh, Starting with a web version because this is easier to build, faster to deliver, and this way we can start measuring the engagement. The next desired step will be to start providing more personalized service, which translate to more value. Because at this point, we had enough data to start suggesting contacts, groups, news, and events that could be more useful for them. And our final goal will be to develop an app version. After we gather enough information to prove engagement and know what is the most useful feature for them. I'll show you how it will look like. They need to be able to register and create a profile. This way, they can share some useful information to other users about themselves, like their status, current and or former, display contacts, groups, and events that would like to assist. We also have the Ask Me About section where they can share their knowledge and interests so they can see what they have in common, and in the future this will help us collect data. Also, they need to be able to interact with each other, add contacts, and send direct messages to help them build personal relations. Then we have the group chats, where they can share posts, interact, and connect through a common interest. Also, you can search and filter by sector. You can the group chats, and we have an event section where to encourage them to encounter, and a news section to provide more detailed and useful information. Or success metrics will be the number of sign-up every month. This way we can track activation, the increase of content per user every week, so to see if they're actually expanding their network. The number of groups created and members who join per sector, to see if they actually find the helpful information, and the number of DMs sent daily, to prove their community sense and the social development. Besides the metrics that I just mentioned, we know we made it if we manage to create a community where Glovers feel proud and support, and if Glovers begin to apply to their desired job sector. That's it. And if you have any question, I will be glad to answer.
Very good, Andrea.
Thank you.
Any question?
I have
Very
a question.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear me. I have a question. Yeah, okay. So yeah, amazing presentation, Andrea, and really good research that went into that. I mean, that was really interesting for me to learn, actually. So thank you for that. I was wondering, I mean, I think that your idea of the social network for couriers or for Glovers is a really good idea. I believe that might actually help with them extending their network and extending their social circle in order to figure out what other opportunities are there. I was wondering, do you think that it will be, I mean, do you think it will be more useful to have a social network that is specifically located within one city, where all of the couriers that are like within one group or something are within a specific city? Or do you think it will be more useful if it's a global network where everybody can sign up and communicate?
Well, my idea was that it will be for country, because this way if they decide to move out on, say, they could share some knowledge, because they usually have the same companies. Like if they would like to work in retail or something, they can give feedback on how to get a job at Zara, for example. And I think it will be useful if it's for a country, and it might be in the future implemented globally.
And
Thank you.
any other question?
I have one question regarding monetizing. So, do you have any idea how it can be monetized in the future? Because there's 3 steps and it will require a lot of development.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
do you think about return of investment or something like this?
the actual the thing is that is like a social impact, right? Because Glovo already have this section implemented, and they try to help their couriers to find a new path, and they're not doing it for the money, because it's just to help them reach it. And besides, there's a lot of new Glovers every year, as I said. So it's not like there will be out of couriers in the future.
Okay, thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you, Andrea. I don't know if any of you have a question for Andrea. No, I think no. Thank you, Andrea. If you implement this, we We can give you also workshop about data science, etc. to them. If they want to find, women want to find a new career, we are also here. So let's go with next. Cynthia, you're ready now, or you prefer we go with?
I'm ready. You can try.
Okay, let's go.
I'm not sure why I can do what I tried before. Are you able to see right now the PowerPoint?
No.
No. Yes or no? No.
No.
I'm not
No,
sure.
maybe we can try in a different screen and go with Rosalia, but we will fix this. Don't worry.
I will open it. Okay, thanks. I will open in PDF. Yes, go, Leah, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so I go, no? Okay, let me share my screen. You see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't see you, so in case that you have to stop me for any reason, please say it loud. Okay, so my name is. Sorry?
Anything? No. It was not presenting at all, but yeah. It's now ready.
Okay. Okay, so my name is Rosalia. I'm here to present you one of the global challenge. I chose how we can reduce the ecological footprint for Globo. And out of this challenge, I chose how can we reduce the number of packaging that Globo uses yearly. First, what I did was trying to understand how big was this market itself, and also how big was the packaging issue within Globo. So I found out that this food delivery market in Spain is around 800 million euros, but it has a really an exponential growth within the last year. It's growing around 40% in number of orders, but also 200% in number of restaurants. So if we look into the number of packaging that we are creating and using, it's quite big. Globo has a market share of around 36% out of all the food delivery market in Spain. So I found out that more or less it's around 20 million packagings that Globo is using on a yearly basis. I wanted also to understand what do the people think about packaging, if it's only that something that Globo wants to reduce, but also if the people also is worried about this. I took a small group in Barcelona, around 30, 45 years old, medium high salaries, and that they are using Globo oftenly. Mostly everyone is worried about climate. What I found out is that everyone is worried about climate change. Almost everyone wants to reduce the packaging. They see packaging as a negative point when for their delivery, food delivery. The packaging is not reused at all, so it's purely waste as soon as they use it. And also something that it's interesting that 100% of the target audience would pay a small amount of money to have a sustainable packaging or a solution that make finish with this problem. So after some ideation process, and I came up with one. When this is my user persona, so I have Petra, around 37 years old. She's a single mom. She's a regular user of Globo, and she has no time to prepare the food. So because she has a senior position and she really needs a sustainable solution that help her with the food organization, but on the other side that helps her also with the goals of reducing the use of plastic, because now every time that she uses Glovo, it's in a conflict of interest. So it's really frustrating for her. So we have, in context, we have these 20 million packagings yearly. Packaging is seen as a very negative point when using Glovo. We have a potential loss of users that might be concerned at this moment, or maybe that are more conscious year on year. And also, we might have some people that at this moment is not using Glovo at all because they don't want to use all this packaging. So after some ideation, I came up with this solution that will be creating a returnable packaging program. So basically, for you to quickly understand, it will be as when you go to your mother's place on Sundays and they give it some food to you, but she asks you for you to return the packaging the following Sunday, so she can give it more food. Or when you go to a festival, you pay for the glass, and then after the festival, you give it you return it, and then you have your money back. So here with this solution, what we have is a one-time fee of €5, and you can join this program. But also with the ideation of having some benefit, what I get each time that I return a packaging. So you will have €1 benefit each time you return the packaging, because it might happen that you have this packaging, but then you keep it. So then if this happens, we will lose money by buying many sustainable packaging. So what is the benefit for the users? So basically the reduce of plastic or packaging itself. And also they will see it as a more positive gesture. They will feel more positive about using Glovo. And on the other side, the benefits for Glovo improve PR, so saying that we are working and we are doing things to reduce the packaging. Also, we might have some new users that are now eco-conscious, but also as we are providing €1 benefit, we might see an increase in the conversion. We might see some increase in the orders per user with this benefit system. So because of the singularity of Glovo and that we have 3 different apps, so we have the user application, we have the restaurant application, and then the riders, this product was quite complex to develop. So I tried to minimize till the very to the smallest product that I could to have an MVP. So in the MVP, we will have an eco section, just an eco section. The idea is to revalidate the idea, the people can join the program, and they have a returning packaging option. And then if the user it's okay, and we have users using this MVP, we can go to more development in the release 2. And now we have this balance account. They can pay with this balance account. They have this €1 when they return the packagings, because the main goal for this release 2 is that they return the packaging. And then after, if this goes well, we have a release 3 where we don't have this eco section anymore. This is a normal, not an aside section. It's a general search. Everybody can join. Restaurants have, they can join directly via their apps, etc., etc. So the MVP is quite easy. So when we open the Glovo application, we will have this pop-up saying that, we have a new eco section, and informing the users that how it works. They can either whether skip it or read it. It's a 3-page explanation. It's very important that we explain what it is, how it works, but also if it's safe, and more in the times that we are, COVID, how we clean the packagings, etc., etc. Then after this, we have this eco section in the restaurant, in the food part of the application. Then when they enter in the eco section, again, we have the explanation in case they missed it in the pop-up. They choose in the food is general, as they normally do. And in the checkout, they can decide if they want to join the returnable packaging system, or in case that is the second time, also if they have some packaging to return. and then a pop-up message, okay, remember to prepare your packaging, to give it to the rider, because they will pick it up when they provide the food to you in this order. So to measure the success, how would I know if we have been successful with this product? The main metric will be the number of packagings returned itself, because this is the main problem that we want to reduce, the number of packagings. But also, okay, I want to know how many people is using this program, if we are getting the new users, and also as we want also use this as a conversion booster to see if we are having some growth in the total sales, in conversion, if we increase the number of orders per user. I think that's all. Just some extra info, like very important things to explore is all related to COVID safety, hygienic measures, the operations coordination between teams, the central kitchens, health and safety, terms and cons, etc. It's quite a complicated product, and also taking in consideration that in the release 3, it has the 3 apps development. And that's all. I don't know if you have any question.
Very good. I was thinking that one of our graduates is a co-founder of Go Zero Waste, and they do this Tupper thing that you buy a Tupper and a Tupperware, and you have to return it later to get your money back. But it's very good. You can contact her if you implement this, Anita and Leah. And so, any question from you?
Okay, I again have a question. Of course, all of these presentations are very close to my topic because they're very close to my work. So yeah, I have a lot of questions for all of you, most probably. We are actually currently, let's say, considering this path of the reusable or returnable packaging. Ines, we're working together with a different company already, so maybe it's just like a couple of days too late, because we're working together with Boomerang, or let's say we're not yet fully working together.
They are bad, eh? Boomerang is the same.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Great. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So we're in conversations with them to basically help us implement this, right? But I was wondering for you, Leah, how do you imagine the return logistics to work? Like, okay, so the courier takes it with them whenever they deliver a new food item or a new delivery to you, right? But where do they bring it, and how does it get washed, and how does it return to the restaurants?
As I imagine, this will go to some central kitchens of Glovo with some. I am not an expert on the hygienic measures, but I can imagine that there are some machines that can sterilize the packaging that will be with the central kitchens. Because if we do it in every single restaurant, I think it's much more complex to the logistics. So then the rider goes to the central kitchen, give it the dirty ones, they sterilize it, and then this is how I imagine.
Okay, thank you.
I came up with some ideas regarding this. So maybe it's a good idea to put some boxes in the city, and create the requirements, how they need to put the stuff in these boxes, maybe with the name of the restaurants, for example, yeah? So it can be then sorted and then sent to the restaurant. This is the first idea. And the second idea, maybe it's a good idea to create the requirements for the dish, so everything will be the same. So in this case, we don't need to bring to the different restaurants. In this case, it will be the same.
Yeah. Thank you, Catherine.
No, I have
okay.
So
No problem. It's good that you. So let's go with the next. that will be Filomena.
Okay, Cynthia doesn't want to try doing it then. I don't mind. I just want to do double check.
No,
No,
Filomena,
I
you can
contact.
go with.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I'm waiting.
Okay, sorry, sorry. Okay, 1 second. Mm. Well, as Leah mentioned before, I can't see you either. So if anyone wants to interrupt me at any point, just speak up. Okay. So hello, I am Philomena Philomena Fitzgibbon. I am CEO and co-founder of the company House of Languages, and currently I'm in the process of becoming a product manager. I'm really excited to be here today to tell you a bit about the reason why I chose this company and why I chose the objective of Trampoline for Glovers. So Globo, as Anita was explaining to us a bit before, has a really clear mission and vision, and it's to give everybody easy access to anything in their city. And it's a 3-pillar marketplace, which means it's got its customers, partners, which are the restaurants, and Glovers, which are the couriers. So in this project, I will be focusing on how to get Glovers to access better and more enjoyable jobs. I would like to begin with a quote with really, it's the basis also to my solution, which is an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest by Benjamin Franklin. This is a quote that I also work by and live by. I will explain why, because you might ask why. In the research that I found, there was a really interesting study done by Dale Carnegie in 2020 about training languages within the company. So the results were really, really astonishing. We saw 70% of employees feel more confident in their work upon language training. Another piece of information that was also really relevant was that companies that invested in language training enjoyed a 24% higher profit margin than those that don't. To compare my research with some more specific data, I decided to conduct some interviews on 8 different writers. I asked them several questions, and here I've highlighted the most important information for my project. So 7 out of 8 agreed that speaking the local language would help their personal development. 7 out of 8 really want to learn a new language, were really interested in this aspect. And 5 out of 8 felt like they wasted time between orders, either at the restaurants or waiting for a pickup. So this brought me to my problem statement, which was that as a Glover trying to adapt to a new country, there is a big challenge in the language barrier. And they find that they don't have a good schedule or time, or sometimes even income to sign up to a language school, which makes them feel insecure and more vulnerable, less motivated. From here, I'd like to introduce to you my user persona. This is Anna. She is a married mom with 2 children. She lives in Barcelona. She's currently working at Global, but is maybe interested in finding a new career. The problem is that the main requirement, especially here in Barcelona, due to the high amount of international companies, is that English is a required language. And in her case, this would be a pain point. She does not speak English well enough to be able to apply. She doesn't have much time, which is the second pain point. And the third one would be the income. To think a bit more about the time that they're losing between these orders, I decided to conduct a day with Anna to find out exactly how much time are we talking about. And here you can see she wakes up in the morning, she takes the children to school, and we have the peak hours during deliveries, so lunchtime and dinner time. Here we can see that there's an average approximately of 30 minutes wasted at lunchtime and 30 minutes wasted at dinner time. So this brought me a bit to story map. What is this solution that I can bring to this problem? So as they're using their phone while they're waiting, I thought of an app feature to maybe help or motivate them to maybe learn a new language. Who is this focused on? Obviously on the Glovers and on their time that they're waiting at the restaurants. And why? Because it would give them a very big advantage. It would open the doors to new opportunities and it would make them feel more confident. So my hypothesis is based on that I believe that by building a future on the Glover's app, focused on language training, using the time when waiting for orders, we could ensure that time is not wasted, Glovers feel supported and develop new skills, and could access better jobs in the market. We will know this to be true based on the following metrics. If staff satisfaction increases, we would conduct surveys and try to get as much feedback as we could on if we can feel like they're more supported and there's actually an increase in their motivation. If Glovers are more engaged, measuring how many of the users actually use this platform and how much engagement is there on the platform. We could also measure it by the language skills improvement. So as we will see a bit later on, we'll see that there was levels to be completed. So as they go along the levels. Another metric would be if they decided to leave Glovo, to find out the reasons why. Is it a positive progression? Is it because we helped them? So from here, I built my MVP. So this is how it will work. On the drop-down menu, they'll have the option of the learning experience. From there, they can choose 4 different languages because I'm focusing at the moment with the first release in Spain. So they would choose, for example, English. There would be an introduction video that would explain a bit more about how it will work. Once they've watched that, they would have access to a level test and they would have access to the result. This would be for the first-time users of each one of the languages. So while they're waiting for an order, a pop-up message would appear. Waiting for your order? So they would have an activity to complete, interactive, and from that one, it would take to another one, until they would have to pick up the order and go. We believe that by praising and by constantly making them feel good about every activity that they do, we would create somehow a way for them to want to come back and learn more. Once they've completed their level, they would pass on to the next level. Progress is another very important thing for your for your employees to see, which is level completion. So how much of the level have I completed? How much more do I have left? Areas that they need to improve and extra resources. This is actually a really important part of it because it doesn't only have to be used when they're working at Glovo. They could access this in their free time, on the bus, or wherever they were. Another one would be always to find out if they haven't connected after a period of a week, find the reason why. So another pop-up message with a short survey to find out what is being behind the not being active. My expected outcomes from this would be an impact on Glovo itself and an impact on the Glovers. From the company side, Glovo, we would see probably higher profits as the data that I showed at the beginning of the presentation. We would see maybe user and customer increase because as a customer, we would value the fact that Glovo is actually investing in their employees. And an impact on the Glovers as they would be more motivated, they could access better jobs, and they would have a feeling of fulfillment at the end of the day. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I would love to answer them.
Thank you, Filomena. Very
I
good.
have a question.
Yes.
Thank you, Filomena. Very, very super nice presentation. So for going live with this product, are you imagining like creating also all of the language course content itself internally at Glovo? Or do you think maybe you would use like an external partner like for that language course section, let's say?
Really good question. Thank you. Yes, definitely something that I wanted to include also in the PowerPoint. Basically, I think that it would be very complex for Global to build that on their own. They'll probably have to hire like a specific like a school to develop it all. Nowadays, there are some very good platforms that could work and sell the actual product, which is the content and the activities, to Global, which could then maybe include it into what's the actual feature. Thank you for that, if it clarifies.
I also have a question.
Yeah.
So yeah, first of all, great job at putting your own work and life experience into the project. I mean, I think that's always good if you can do that. And I was wondering, do you think that this can mostly be kind of a text language learning product, or could they also try and learn speaking and listening and understanding with this?
Another amazing question. Thank you, Anita. Definitely, I believe firmly in having listenings. Speaking is one of the skills that's the most difficult one to work with without having a physical teacher in front of you. So the listening skill can be with repetitions. So you could like tell them to repeat a word and pronounce them, and that would get them in some ways with pronunciation. But the speaking one would be a bit more challenging. But definitely any visual activities nowadays, we're so visual that anything that we can give more visual will be much better for students to actually get motivated in doing it.
I have one question. Would you consider it the option when the Glovers can, I would say, train by themselves? For example, if someone knows English and one person knows English and the second person knows Spanish, so they kind of can connect and to do the practice lessons, I would say, or maybe if it will be internationally, they can connect from the different countries and in this case practice speaking, so their speaking skills.
Definitely also super amazing because as I was watching my colleagues with I think it was Andrea with the trampoline also, this community kind of idea. It would be really interesting if within this there could be a community too where they could exchange, like do language exchanges and stuff like that. So with a meetup event, I don't know, it would mean that they would also have like a social platform like Andrea, and they would also be using their practicing their language.
Yeah, we are doing everything for them. Very good, Filomena.
Thank you.
So let's go with Gala. So we will give you some minute to Cynthia to fix the thing. And are you ready,
okay,
Gala?
let me know when you see the screen.
Yeah.
Okay,
now.
So I'm Gala Pin, a beta version of a product manager. I will focus on the global challenge trampoline for growers, ensure that being a grower is a way to access to a better job. So first, some context, some legal context, the imminent adoption of the rider law that will consider riders that are employees and they have to be employed. We have also different court rulings that have pronounced themselves in the same direction. That's also why the tax authorities are claiming global more, at least 60 million. And all this has a bad impact in the public image of the company and the sector. At least 90% of the press releases on my research are concerning these issues. So concerning data and approach, I'm based on this idea of human rights theory that says that securing the most the rights of the most vulnerable means securing the rights of all. So if we addressing the situation of the worst provides a scalable solution for the entire organization. The problem here is we don't have official data on undocumented migrants working for the company, although unions estimate that there are thousands of them, and that they're mostly from Pakistan and from Venezuela. Based on that, the ones I've interviewed are mostly from Pakistan. They are working full-time for Global, but they don't. They complain about the inability to make ends meet. They've also difficulties to find another job because of the lack of time, and they also complain because the skills that they develop in Global and the skills that they already had were not recognized. So that's why our user persona will be Javid. He's 35 years old. He lives in Barcelona for a long time. He has an irregular administrative situation, and he's using the user from someone else in order to work for Glovo, which is its main work. But although he has difficulties to cover all his needs, he feels also that his skills are untapped, and he needs skills-proof recommendations and time to access to a job offer that can help him in his regularization process. So the problem we have here, we have like invisible precariousness. Global has a pool of invisible people working for the company, which is something that makes them more vulnerable. And it's also a problem for the company because it's going to lose people that are already working for the company and have experience. Concerning skills, the skills of the workers are not reflected when looking for another job, and the current work at Global doesn't help them to recognize the skills and knowledge that they have. Also, the work conditions make difficult to them to have time enough to find another job. And that means also that the company has to deal with frustrated workers and with labor disputes, which has this consequence in the image of the whole sector and especially of the company due to these public disputes and legal rulings. So our hypothesis is we are assuming that the section that we will present now will be developed within the framework of the rider rule, and workers will be employees. So we will focus on the creation of a functional community of Globers helping each other, and that will make workers feel more satisfied, while at the same time, part of this mutual support can cover the needs of other workers and will provide also the possibility of not losing these workers, although working for Global. And the fact of using open source, I will explain that later, will help also the company to allocate fewer resources to this section, as well as position itself as a vanguard of truly collaborative economy. So we will use following metrics: the number of undocumented workers become visible, the number of workers active in the new section, the number of workers being able to get a new job, the improvement of social reputation, and the features and improvements made by developers outside the company. So the solution trampoline for Globers will be a new section in the Rider app where you will have needs. Globers will be able to post what the needs are concerning working life, offer also to help each other based on the skills. You have a part with resources where the company and users will provide a kind of map of the resources existing in the city to cover the needs. And this make visible the invisible, where Globers can invite 5 undocumented friends to work for Global, so that the ones that are now renting the users to other people or letting the users to other people to work can invite these people to work for Global. So we will have 2 phases. First, a pilot test within 6 months with resources, needs, offers, and this invitation for friends. And a second phase where resources, needs, and offers with a point system. So the more you help, you can get a certificate in order to include this in your curriculum. And we suggest also to develop it in open source with an AFIRO GPL v3 license. I will explain later why. So that's the prototype. Pray for the UX designers. Designing is not one of my skills. You go into the user app of Globers. You will have this list of possibilities. Take a look of the offers. if you choose to invite experimented careers to work for Glovo, you will get a code, and this code is the one that the undocumented person should introduce by applying for work for the company. So if you want to take a look to the resources, a list will appear, and there you can click. And I assume also that there will be some of the resources that you can join that are with actors in the city with which Glovo has an agreement. So you can apply that directly from the application, and that will let also the company know if people are not connected to the app in order to work because they are joining a course. So if you want to help colleges, you will have also a list of the resources. If you want to share something to help with another thing, you can share your skill and tell your availability. If you need the global community to help you, you will have a list of these resources and what people are offering. And if what you need is not there, you can tell us what is you need and the urgency level. If it's in the list, what will appear to you is who and when and where, or the possibility to contact this person. So in the second phase, if you want to help colleges, you will get points so that you can generate this certificate. So we assume that this would make the global community to be a springboard to a better job through the collaboration of the whole organization. We expect 40% of the community taking part within a year, 20% getting a better job after the use, worker satisfaction increasing, and at least 15% of the estimated undocumented workers working for the company. And in the tech perspective, reducing bugs by having a bigger community of developers working in the software, increasing also the 10 members contribution, implementing new features developed by other companies, and generating a collaborative software governance within the sector, which would help the whole sector. And from the business perspective, we expect 50% of the number of court cases getting reduced, improvement of the company's public reputation, and not losing the invisible workers that are already working for the company. So I look forward for your opinion and constructive criticism, and I hope not so many souls of designers have died in this presentation.
No, it's okay. They have to manage prototypes, and they want to be the one that design. Yeah, if not, you steal their shops. Okay. Any question?
I have a question because thank you, Gala. I think it's really interesting. Also the approach of like putting it into context, right, with recent legislative changes and what that also means for Glovo. And I think the losing potentially some of the writers that are undocumented. I think it's really interesting to underline that. And then I was wondering, in that case, you're saying like some of the goal here is to actually sort of recapture the undocumented workers. Okay, and then through that solution, but then I was wondering what does that then mean for the company, for Glovo? I mean, if they're undocumented, how are they then able to actually hire them on that end, on the implementation part of it?
Well, actually, one of the things, Ida knows much more than me about that, but one of the things that you know that you need to get regularized is one of the things, it's not the only one, is a job offer. So that's why you get this code so that the company can offer you a job, and the company can contract you if you are undocumented. It's much more difficult. You would have to work with the legal department, but it's possible, and I think you're gonna lose a lot of people that have already experienced working as a Glover.
Okay, yeah, thank you. That clarifies it. So it's really about the points that you mentioned. It's really about, well, this enables you to like get an offer and get sort of sponsored by the company. Because
yeah, and at the same time, the idea is,
yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. It's about like sponsoring them for employment then.
Well, a sponsor offering them a job, actually. And the idea is you have people that are now renting the users to other people, and that's illegal. That's a fraud to the company. So that's why I call it inviting 5 friends. You won't recognize that you don't want to have reprisals to people. So you won't recognize that you have used your user to rent it to another one. So you will just invite 5 undocumented people. And I'm assuming that the ones, I don't have data for that, but I'm assuming that the ones that are renting their app, the users, are the ones that will be proposing this kind of invitations.
Thanks.
Thanks, Gala. Very good. Any other question?
Yeah, me again. So I have one question. I was wondering, first of all, also an amazing presentation, and it's very interesting for me to learn more actually about the political and legal situation here. And I know that you actually have much more experience in that than me. So thank you for that. I was wondering, so as far as I understood, you want to empower the couriers to help their colleagues, right? To help them, not just with, as far as I understood, inviting them to receive a job offer, but also with like helping them with whatever needs that they have. How do you imagine, as far as I know, couriers are usually like, they work very long hours at the moment, and they might not have a lot of time. Do you think that they will be willing to do so, to help their colleagues?
The idea is if that works after the pilot test, if you're helping your college, you can get points, which would give you like a company certificate that you can add to your curricula. So that's one of the things that should engage people. And also the idea is, as far as you are posting the availability you have when you're helping colleges, you will let also the company know that you're not on the app in order to work because you are helping colleges. So that won't, I don't know the word in English, that won't penalize you. So, and yeah, more or less is that. And also, I assume that the ones that have the skills not recognized as Javid, like he knows a lot, I know, about fixing bikes, he will be he also will want to show that he has skills that are not recognized.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gala. So
Thanks.
Let's go with, you will be able to share your screen, I think.
Are you able to see the screen? No way, no. Wait.
But give maybe some minutes. It was fast when you tried in another call, or it was the
I'm sorry. Okay, I have, as a future PM, I need my assistant as well. So let me introduce Daniela Pineda. She will be my assistant this afternoon.
I wish we had that in real life.
As you can see, we work together. Exactly. She's the product associate. Dani, okay, I got it now. Okay, be seriously. First of all, so sorry for this inconvenience, some technical problems. Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Cynthia Bejar, and I'm so glad to be with you on this demo day. I'm happy to share with you why I have decided to bring value to global partners. Before starting, let me ask you something. Do you know that Spain is one of the European countries with the most surplus food on the tables? So let's talk better in numbers. More than 8 million tons of surplus is wasted just in Spain. This is an equivalent of 1/3 of a plate of food in a Spanish family. Wow, this is too much. But as I haven't mentioned before, what about the value to the global partners? I mean, who is the relation to this surplus and our global partners? Global partners are small business women, men, administrators, most of them owners of a small and medium-sized company in the restaurant industry in Barcelona. After conducting different face-to-face interview, we find out that more than 62% of those partners, they do not know how to manage the surplus food. On the other hand, at 23%, they are worried about the excessive use of plastic in the service. Last but not least, 15% of our partners are concerned about the excessive payment of taxes in Spain due to the irregular incomes. But according to these results, they leads me to formulate the following problem. It's mean most of the global partners do not know how to manage the surplus food. To personify this problem, let me please introduce our persona, Juan Manuel Alonso. He's 45 years, he's married with 2 kids, owner for a small local restaurant located in the Gothic area in Barcelona. As I mentioned before, he's really concerned about the surplus in the restaurant, but as well, he would like to gain some more social recognition as an eco-friendly business and to have a better control of the expenses and time payments. But then, how might we contribute to reduce this surplus from Juan Manuel's restaurant? After exploring possible solutions using different prioritization techniques, we propose a solution is to sell the surplus food very easily through the existing global app. We promise no hassle, no commitment for our partners. But yes, exactly. So our hypothesis is going to be a new feature already in the existing global app. It's going to be destined for global users, for partners as well. And it will help us to reduce the environmental impact, helping us to make our planet greener. Our hypothesis is that with this feature, global partners will be satisfying, contributing to reduce the environmental impact, in addition to generate some incomes about this surplus food. We will note this hypothesis will be true if the 20% of our clients will use this new entry point within the first day from the launch, allowing our partners to save more than 2.7 million of food during just the first year. This is an equivalent of 18 kilograms of CO2 saved per year. So after several weeks of really hard work with our developer team, engineers, product managers, and designers, we are very proud to show you how EcoAmigo option will look like. And the next one, yes, I'm pleased to show you the next prototype from our MVP. It's going to be very easy from the side from the user. So you can see this new entry point called EcoAmigo. The user will have access through the global app. The next step will be the select the location. And then in the next screen, we have activated some filters so the user can filter all those establishments or restaurants who offer the food packs available at that moment. Once you have selected your restaurant, you will see more information about the restaurant itself and information about the food package. What should include this food package saved? As well, to remark that you have pointed the reduced price, the price that you are saving in the case. In the last step, before to proceed the payment, you will have an order summary to double check before to process the payment of your food pack. And in the last stage is going to be just an ID confirmation from Global. Just to remark that the payment will be processed as the same process than Global app. So it means that no features, no modifications will be added on the platform of payment. We have, okay, so how will receive the partner this purchase? How will be validated? It's going to be very easy for the partners as well. It will be, each purchase will be validated through a POS, a point of sales terminal, provided already by Global. Each purchase online will be validated by the partner every time. So we have estimated, yeah, this is the food packs will look like. They look very yummy, don't they? And the next Yes, we have estimated to measure the user interest through a mailing. Just thank you to joining us in this challenge, helping us to reduce the food waste in Spain. We've estimated a testing time about 2 weeks with this email. Okay, and the last step is just according to our roadmap company, after the launch for our MVP in the later stage and next releases, we have planned to implement push notifications on the user's devices, as well to add the option for the writers with an additional cost for the users. In the latest stage as well, we would like to implement some recommendations for the users according to last purchases of packs, and to evaluate the service from the establishment and food packs itself. This is our presentation. I know that after this demo, yes, I'm completely sure that Glovo company will want me on the team. I'm completely sure. Thank you so much. If you have any question. Special thanks, exactly. Special thanks for all, and for my assistant, Daniela Pineda. Thank you so much.
You already have a team. That is a good thing. Very good. Any question?
Yes, one question. Hi, Cynthia. Great presentation as well. Hello. Of course, this is also one of the paths that we're exploring currently at Glovo. So it's good that you also came up with the idea. Seems like it might be a good idea. I was wondering, how would you account for special allergies or diets within the food packs, within the rest food packs? So if a customer, for example, has an allergy for nuts, how would you make sure that they don't order a food pack that includes nuts?
That's very important. In fact, that we have one of the prototypes, they will show you some information what should include each pack. So when you filter as well, the user will filter the restaurant, say that you're gonna see if you are looking for an Indian restaurant, if you are looking for just a gastronomy. But it's very important, and I was very focused about the allergens because I have already some allergens. So it's very important to have the information of the food pack, what should include, and notifications, so that the user will be able to add any kind of allergies or intolerance.
Okay, makes sense. Thanks.
Any other question? It's very good. I think I have a meeting with Too Good To Go. That is, they are doing something, very similar. Maybe they can partner also.
I love them. No, I love them, to be honest.
I have a meeting. I receive a mail. I don't know. Okay, I will contact you. Okay.
Yes, please.
Let's go with now, because Glovo is finished. Very good, girls. I think it's very fun. Let's go with N26. I don't know if Patricia is here. I saw her.
Yes, I'm here.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm gonna.
The idea is to present the challenge first.
I'm gonna share my screen before I start. So, hi all of you. I hope you had some fun also doing this project, and it was great to see Glovo. So I'm also very enthusiastic to see N26. Although, as you know, I don't work at N26 anymore. In the meanwhile, there was a change. Positive change for me, but obviously I'm still a N26 customer, and I'm still quite aware of what's going on in N26, so that's not an issue at all. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick presentation of what we've discussed, or what was presented initially when we started the course. So nothing much different, also because at this stage I cannot share much more than what I've already shared, but I think we all know the challenge and what was presented, and that N26 is a digital-only challenger bank that is present and operates in Europe, but also in the US. It was founded in 2013 and launched in 2015. The first product first it started with a free bank account in Germany and Austria, because we know that Austria, because the founders are from Austria, and Germany, because it all started in Berlin. At this stage, N26 has more than 5 million customers. Actually, this number, from what I know, was updated recently. It's actually more than 7 million customers at the moment across all markets. It's present on 25 markets. 4 locations mean offices, because it's office in West New York, but also 3 offices in Europe. One of those is in Barcelona. It has more than 1,500 employees and more than 80 nationalities. The vision of N26 is to build a bank people around the world love to use, and technology and design empower every decision that is made. And the big problem that they want to solve is that finance remains institutional and dysfunctional for the majority, and they want to change basically people's relationship with money. By giving people the power to live and bank their way and disrupt the traditional banking model. And how they want to get there is by financial wellness, redefine people's relationship with their money, or help them redefine their relationship with their money. And individual focus, they want to put people more at the center of banking and not so much the interest of the banks or the shareholders. They have 4 types of personal current accounts, from standard, which is, well, actually now it's 5. It was updated very recently. They've launched a virtual card, which is also a free account, in addition to the N26 standard, which is with the virtual card, you actually don't have a physical card, but you can make all your payments using Google or Apple Pay, for example, or just using the card number online. And you can also perform all the actions that you need to perform in the N26 app. And then it goes from the N26 standard, which is a free account, to then 3 paid accounts. From N26 Smart, that was also launched very recently, to N26U, and the premium account that is N26 Metal. They also have 4 types of business accounts, similar model than the personal accounts. The difference here is that you have partnerships, for example, that partner discounts in partners that are more relevant for freelancers, because these accounts are more to freelancers and very, very small businesses. And also they have cashback in the paid version for transactions made with the card. Another popular product and that was developed at N26 is Spaces, which is the ability for you to create different sub-accounts with different names and goals, and transfer money across the different subspaces. So you can actually save for specific occasions and for specific goals. And there's an evolution of the product also for the concept of shared spaces, where people can share the same space. For example, if you want to share a space with your partner, for example, if you're buying a house and you want to buy furniture, or if you want to share a space with your friends when you're traveling and you want to have like a shared budget, for example. Another one is statistics, that also has been evolving very recently with a revamp of the statistics, but is definitely one of the products that was mentioned because it does require quite an evolution. And well, when you are seeing the first new features of the statistics evolution, that I think in the last 1-2 months you can see a new version versus the one that we have here. And there are other important features on N26, but these ones are the ones that we've discussed more. And in terms of the N26 project challenge, We know that digital financial services are only 1% finished, and then 26 is growing fast in terms of new accounts openings in the core markets. In this case, the core markets of N26 are Germany, Austria, France, Spain, Italy, and the US. Although the focus of the challenge is very much on Europe, so US is not included, but more needs to be done to deepen the relationship with the customers and with these customers and help them to understand and manage better their finances. And this was the challenge that was presented. As a product manager at N26, your mission is to understand how you can help customers improve their financial lives by allowing them to understand better their finances and optimize their spending and or savings. And some of the areas that were initially presented for each one of you to explore, although you can also obviously explore your own ideas about how to approach the challenge, is personal finance management, for example, better understanding of spending and how to optimize it, how to help people save even if just small amounts, and how to help people achieve their goals, for example, savings for a specific goal or anything else. And this was N26 and the challenge presented.
Thank you, Patricia. So now we can see the project of the ladies. Ida, you're the first, right?
Yeah, I am the first one. So just please confirm where you can see my screen. So I'll start presenting.
No.
No. You said no or now?
No, perfect.
Okay. Well, hi all. My name is Eva Kindian. I'm a student at allWomen Academy. I've been doing the product manager course at the 2021 promotion. And I'm here to introduce you the feature I have designed through the N26 challenge. So I'm pretty sure over the last 12 months, you've asked yourself at least once, where does your money go? Well, you're not here to share your fears, but let me tell you that was exactly what happened to me. Because since the confinement started, I reduced my expenses. I almost don't have any social life. I don't spend any goods like I don't buy clothes. I don't buy many other things that I was buying before. But still, the numbers of my account go down. So I started thinking that there was a problem, that I didn't know how to save. And I think that problem, it's not only me, but I know many people who are the same situation. And that's why I decided to take N26 challenge, because I wanted to diagnose what was the problem of millennials living in the city in a similar situation than mine. So basically, N26 challenge, what they want is the will to provide their users with a tool that through which they can optimize their savings, and also give them tools from which they can understand and have more control over their finance. So I thought this was exactly what I needed for myself, and that's why I took the challenge. So over the last 3 months, I've become an expert on domestic economy and also on the needs of millennials. And that's why through which I designed this feature that I'm going to present you now. So first of all, I want to share with you that my assumptions, I thought that that most of the people would have the saving problems, because they spend too much money on unnecessary goods. However, from the people I've surveyed, I realized that only 18% of the people had this problem. So only 80% complained that they spend too much on unnecessary goods. So my results showed the opposite from my assumptions. And so the results show basically that people complain because they don't have enough salary. So their salary doesn't cover their needs. So N26 as a bank can do nothing about it. And what happened is that I had to keep on my research. So I kept on my research. I did more surveys, more research online, and I realized that although city life is more expensive than we would like to be, the reason why people could not save is because they are not organized enough. So here my user persona. Her name is Celia, she's 38, and she's a teacher of a secondary school. She's engaged, but she has no kids yet. She wants to save money for her future. She feels lucky because she has a good job, a good salary. However, she doesn't understand why she cannot get like money at the end of the month. And although she believes she's a conscious person in spending, she can't save any money. So here my problem statement. So millennials living in the city with a medium salary, trying to save money, but they cannot do it because they are not organized enough, and that makes them feel frustrated. So through my problem statement, I did various brainstorming and how might we techniques as well, and I came to various solutions. So the first solution I thought about was to create an app that would help you to plan your expenses in advance. Another option would be to create an alarm which will tell you, which will inform you when you are spending on something you had previously decided you didn't want to spend on. Third option would be to create a coalition with a partner, a company, and build an app from which you would have track on your daily activity and also on your diet, in the sense of focusing, like getting the attention of the people into their wellness instead of consumption, so to reduce consumption. So it was difficult to decide which one would work best. So I had to do various techniques to get so, and I finally conducted certain and risk technique, and from that one I realized that the most certain solution would be to build an organizer as an app. So the organizer is the feature I have designed. I believe the organizer would give value to the company, and the reasons why I believe so is because, first of all, it responds to a need. So people want to save money, and by planning, you give them the tool on how to organize their money and how to end up the month with some savings. Second, it has no cost for user. It will be a free tool. There are no competitors in the market at the moment, so it's new. And it has really low cost to implement it for N26, because as you will see now, the tool is very similar to the Spaces tool, which is already created. So N26 has already the architecture for that tool. And here my success metrics. Yeah, we will know that the feature will work if at least 50% of already N26 existing users will download it during the first 2 months of the release. So here my MVP now. So the idea is that once you receive your salary, you will receive a message on the home screen, which will inform you that your salary is at the bank. So there will be a button on the bottom of the screen you will see on the left side, which is called the organizer. You click on this button and you go to the next screen, which will have, at least for the beginning, 4 boxes, and that will be for the free version of the account. And I forgot to say that we will implement this first on the mobile app, because most of our users are using the bank on the phones, not on the computer. So we basically have 4 boxes, and which every box will be named as a group of expenses. So we can name the box, and then we will include in every box what kind of expenses we have related to that big box. So for example, we'll have the box bills, and under that box we can tick electricity, water supplies, and so on. So at the beginning of the month, we will decide that we're going to spend some money in the rent, some money in the food, okay? And then during the month, we will go to the analysis screen, and on the analysis screen, we will see how much money are we spending. So the way we'll see it is that the color of the box will change. it will get lighter, so it will decrease, the color will decrease as much as we are spending the money. So in that sense, we will see our box getting smaller as much as we spend from that box. Okay, so what are the benefits for the users? First, it's very easy to use because most of N26 users already use Spaces, so it will be very easy for them to understand this new tool. It will make people feel good because I believe that this is a psychological tool, because once you decide how you want to spend your money, you feel responsible in that, and that gives you a lot of peace. And third is visual tool. There are no numbers, no percentages, and that will help people. It's very easy to check, and so it's also very useful for that. And what are the benefits for the company? So the idea is that N26 won't lose money because the transactions will be exactly the same. So we are not intending people not to consume. We are intending people, we are willing to people to spend money on the things they have planned before, but they won't decrease them buying. Low cost, because as I said before, the architecture exists, and no competitors in the market at the moment. So to summarize, we can see that this is a new feature. This new feature is focused on the individual, because we leave in the hands of the people, of the users, the description of their needs and expenses. And in this way, we're providing them financial wellness. So the minimum viable product, for now, we will implement the organizer. But in the near future, we will create other features that will complement this one. As for example, an alarm that you will receive when you reach a certain part of the box. Another implementation would be also a pop up informing you from which box are you expanding or you are doing the transaction. So for now on, this is my presentation so far. Thanks all for listening, and I hope you've enjoyed the time.
Very good, Dida. Very clear.
Thank you.
Any question?
Maybe I just have a question. When you thought about it, have you thought that you could also do that as part of Spaces itself without creating a new tab, for example?
Well, I thought about that, but it's not really a space, because I mean, Spaces are for saving, and I'm not planning to save the money. We will have one box especially for Spaces. So the idea is to change a bit the concept.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question also, Aida. So first, first thing that I thought was really interesting was that the assumption that you had in the beginning was completely misproven by the results that you had. And this is something that happens a lot in real life as well. And I thought it was great that you presented this.
It was not the only one. I had many assumptions that have been completely changed.
Yeah, makes sense. But thank you for presenting this real life example. My question was, how are you going to stop? Or, I mean, I suppose the goal is that your users will be filling up their space until they have reached the goal, right? How are you going to stop them from spending the money in there?
I'm not going to stop them from anything. I just want to give them the tool to be more conscious with themselves also. So it's just like to create objectives, right? When you start the year, you decide, okay, I'm going to do this. So I think it would be a good idea to have it once a month. So you foresee, okay, what I'm going to do this month, how I want to spend it, what I did wrong that last month, just like to have this moment.
Great, thank you.
Yes, I think it's very useful. It's very useful to have metric everywhere, at least, no, to accomplish anything. Okay, very good, Dida. Thank you very much. Any other question for her? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're free. So let's go with the next one. That is Samantha.
Yes. Let me share my screen. Oh. loading. So can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, well, I'm very happy to be here today. I'm Samantha Ramirez, and I'm a product manager looking to add value to N26 users. And today I'm going to talk about increasing and on how to increase customer engagement through financial wellness. But first, I want to give you a little bit of today's context, and I want to talk about generation versus money, and specifically millennials. Why? Because across different generations, 64% of millennials feel comfortable budgeting in comparison with other generations, like Generation Z, 49%. Each month, 20% make a budget for themselves. So this shows how millennials are critically thinkers about spending, and they make changes to their benefit product in the future. Also, after the recent pandemic and with uncertainty in the job market, millennials are most likely to make thoughtful budgeting decisions. So we can say that millennials cares about their financial stability and worry about the future. So to deepen our relationship with N26 users, we need to help them understand how to manage their finances and make the most out of their money. So thanks to this research, one-on-one interviews, and Forbes, I found out that they are facing universal issues that prevents them from accomplishing their saving goals. One is the lack of budgeting habits, that they're losing track of their budget allocation because life happens and often complicates how they can optimize money going in and money going out. Also, they try though, but manual data input data, it's a pain, and it's really time consuming. On another note, 48% of them feel their bank is not helping proactively to control their expenses so they can reach their saving goals. But also, thanks to surveys and one-on-one interviews, I found out that not all who wonders are lost, because still 79% of them have the habit of saving money, 54% of them are saving for an emergency fund, and 31% of them are saving for their future house. So I want you to meet my user persona. She's Laura. She's 29 years old. She lives in Berlin. She likes to go out and meet her friends. She also likes to travel to places she hasn't been before. She has 3 short-term goals that are saving for an emergency fund, saving for a sabbatical in South America, and saving for her future house. But she constantly encounters herself with the following frustrations. One, that the manual input of data to create a budget plan, it's a pain, and not sticking to her budget goal because she loses track. So in a nutshell, what is Laura's problem? So Laura is a millennial who has a very active social life. She feels worried about her financial future, and she needs a way to track her expenses with minimal effort in order to stick to her monthly budget. So in this order, she is able to save for an emergency fund and unexpected situations. So utilizing the opportunity tree, I came down with 4 solutions that can help Laura to solve his problem. And I decided to go with the budget tracker because, as you can see in the chart, the budget plan tracker is the one that we deliver Laura the highest value, and we require a medium effort from the development team. So what is my value proposition for you tonight? Is like, when life happens, it's hard to keep track of your monthly spending. With the N26 new budget plan tracker, this will enable you to develop healthy money habits so you can achieve your financial goals and avoid overspending. But how does it work exactly? So this is a feature in which Laura can use the 3 last months average from the statistics feature to create a monthly plan from her categorized expenses. So in this way, she can track them. Also, at any given time of the month, she can check how is she tracking against the goals that she set up at the beginning of the month. how this will work exactly. So at the beginning of the month, she will receive a push notification letting her know that it is time to set up her monthly plan. It's also telling her that this will use the 3 last month average spend. When she clicks on Let's Do It, she will have another screen with the budget planner overview, with a breakdown of her past categorized expenses and also the average by each line. This will help Laura to save time with manual input of data. Also, at the end of the screen, she can choose to be notified when she reaches a certain percentage of any budget line. When she clicks again, she will go to another screen that is finally the Budget Planner Tracker homepage, in which you will see the tracker that helps you to stay and reach your budget goals and stay on track. So like I said before, at any given time of the month, she will be able to see how she's doing against the goal that she set up at the beginning of the month. And also, if maybe something changed in her plans or in her situation, she will be able to also change the percentages in which she wants to receive the notification. After that, when she clicks back, she will find an icon for the planet in the home page of M26. So she is able to check it whenever he wants, and this will drive user engagement also. And we believe this solution will work for Laura if she consistently tracks her expenses, so she is able to save more, spend less, and make the necessary changes to her spending that will allow her to build wealth and go after the things she wants in life. But what does that mean for the business? What does the feature would mean for N26? The outcome that we would like to drive is to drive use of the N26 mobile platform on a monthly basis, helping users to understand and manage better their finances on the go so they can achieve their financial goals. Our objective will be to increase the numbers of monthly active users. And the key results that we want to achieve is that 40% of users set up their monthly budget plan, 80% of N26 clients use the app at least once a week, and 40% of users are reaching their monthly saving goals. And thank you so much, and I will open the floor for questions.
Question there? Very good, Samantha.
Thank you. I don't know how to stop sharing. Wait, yeah, I stop presenting. Yes,
Hello.
finished. Hi.
Hello. Thank you. I think it's a great idea. Just a quick question to see if I've understood. When the categories and the average are set up, I assume that you can change the numbers, right? Or is it?
Yes, well, this would be like the first MVP in order to say that specifically Laura's problem about saving time, but the next iteration will be to also allowing the user to manually change the goals of the budget planner in this case.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a question also. Hey, so I was wondering, just when you were talking, I had that thought, and I was wondering, do you think that so you've basically created this proposal of a planner and a tracker, right, for your budgets, and I was wondering right now, do you think that for an MVP, just the planning part would be enough, or do you think that's not enough of a value proposition, and therefore the tracker is necessary as well, for sure?
Actually, that's a really great question, because when I was working on the solution, I wanted only to launch the MVP, but when I did some user testing, they were telling me that they can do that on an Excel sheet. So, and the problem was that they were losing track of their goals. So yes, they have goals, but between classes and work, actually the problem was like they were losing track. So I have to go all the way into the tracker because by itself, the budget planner doesn't have that value and doesn't influence the outcome that I wanted to drive.
Okay, I see. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thanks, Samantha. Let's go with the next. It's Cristina. I saw you.
Yeah. Let me prepare the screen. Can you see the screen?
No.
Not yet, but we will see it soon.
Wait. Okay, now you should see it, right? Or no?
No.
Now.
Now it's coming. Yes.
Yeah, it's loading.
Wait. No, sorry. Sorry for that. Okay, I'm going to present The Honest Investment, the story of a new product for N26. And yet it's another story of the conflict between good and bad. And hello, everyone. I'm Cristina Esteve. I'm your next digital product manager. Well, it has always been working, this conflict between the good and the bad. We have seen it in Faust, in Macbeth, in Star Wars, in Lord of the Rings. So it's something that we already know, right? So what about the idea of transforming a villain organization into a caring one? What if Darth Vader becomes a Jedi Knight again? Yeah, still what Ron, who was my first interview, said to me, I don't feel very comfortable with banks now because I cannot live according to my values. My bank is only a means to keep my money. And that continued along the way in all the user research, with 9 out of 10 interviewees saying exactly the same. They were concerned about climate change, inequalities, like gender inequalities, poverty, hunger, and these kind of things. And that reminds me something. And you, maybe this? Yes, the Sustainable Development Goals settled by the UN nations. And that seems a good way to start working with, right? This is the image that I have in my mind after doing the user interviews. Sorry, because I saw like the bank is something bad and the user is someone nicer. Then when I start to making sense of all the information that I've got in the interviews, I build this good bad scale where I was classifying all the banking activities. And what I saw is that any of the bank activities is awakening any positive emotion. On the contrary, what I have seen is that all the banking activities provoke anxiety, fear, frustration, and all of that, okay? And investment is on the very dark side of it, and nothing on the positive side. So then suddenly it became a real insight. I found that N26 core target, millennials, are quite investment savvy, meaning that 100% of them are investing directly from a mobile phone with any expert assessment. 50% of them are using one app, more than one app, sorry, to do that. And 50% of them are diversifying investments. So with all of this information, I built my user persona, which is Alexandra. She's 32 years old. She's a translator.
She loves traveling and following related accounts on Instagram. She likes easygoing services that bring her peace of mind. She's worried about the future, her financial future, but also the future of the planet and society. And she's currently investing in cryptocurrency with some friends. So the problem was that Alexandra and all her colleagues, millennials, need a way to make the most of their spare money while contributing positively to the society. But then when I realized that problem, oh my God, this is the big tension to be solved. Now, users need to choose between being on the dark side, investing, or not to be. So that is the real tragedy. And if we manage to, well, what I did exactly was working with the how might we technique, because that allowed me to completely transform the assumptions, right? So how might we, if we transform all of this dark activity into something easy, transparent, light, which gives you peace of mind and makes you happy? If we manage to solve this problem, our total addressable market would be 80 million people. That's a big, big number, right? The product is this one, our ethical fund investment, an investment product where you invest only in sustainable and ethical companies through an existing fund, which is offered by a partner, which can be Mirova Asset Management, Carmignac, even JP Morgan. You might have heard about ESG funds, which stands for Environmental, Social, and Governability. But I thought that this should be with a totally different approach, from something very, very, very complicated to something very easy, you know, because N26 is working in very easy and simple looking things, and users are completely frustrated with that. Our North Star metrics would be to increase the net contribution value per user and also to increase the user's monthly activity. The MVP project for the honest investment, well, I'm not going through all of that, but we will see this. This is the first screen on the left, where you can see the investment button below on the right. Well, to set the user on their bank account. And then there are some screens explaining you the fund. But at the end, you find 3 screens where you already are investing with only 2 steps. How much do you want to invest? And you put the quantity that you want. And when do you want your returns? And then you click on the Start Making a Difference button and receive like a screen acknowledging your action. No, you are making your money and the world better. Well, and I was very happy because 100% of targeted users validated the solution. They were totally into it, and well, they were saying things that this is a totally win-win situation, or that they would like to invest right now. And well, then with the solution validated, we settled the roadmap. The roadmap would be, well, what we have seen, but differentiating between new users and the users that already have invested. The users, the returning users will go directly straight to the investment screen. And then the release one will include an investment tracking to see how your money is growing with time. The release 2 will also include an investment space to have the possibility to share the investment with your friends, as we have seen that Alexandra does. So I have explained all of this, but why should N26 go with this product? Well, because at the end, we are looking all to increase metrics, because metrics means money, right? So the immediate metrics that would be increased are the net production score, because 100% of users are actually would actually recommend this product to others. Also, we expect to increase the users' monthly activity by releasing the version 1.0 with this tracking feature. Also, with the time, we expect to increase the net contribution value per user, or maybe since the beginning, we can include like a virtual advisor for maybe only for premiums, for the metal ones. And also in the fourth release, we can think of some more features. And with all of this, is expected that we also increase the customer lifetime value, because a bank like this would make the users proud of having this bank account, right? So that's everything for today. Thank you all for being here. And do you have any question?
Any question? Very good, Cristina.
Thank you.
Well, I do have a question. Thank you, Christina. It's good to see the sustainable approach to investments, and also the investment product. That is definitely something that I know N26 wants to do, or is working on it, basically. But just one question. So how do you envision the product? Do you see something that is developed by N26, or is something that is offered by a partnership, for example?
Yeah, I will. I think I have explained it already in the presentation, but yeah, definitely it would be partnered, because I think it's a very complex product to be built internally. And as far as I know, N26 doesn't have now the enough knowledge to build this complex product. So it's better to start with a partnership. And there are a lot of investment companies that offers this kind of funds. This is something that it's I don't know how to say, it's fashion now. So there are a lot of possibilities to partner with.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, Christina.
Hi, Anita.
I have a question for you as well. So first of all, I totally agree with your problem statement. I mean, personally, I definitely feel like investing is usually the dark side of the world. So I was wondering, I mean, I have the feeling at least that everybody, or a lot of different people, have a lot of different perceptions on what is ethical and what is good and what is not dark, right? So how would you define that, or would you offer different kinds of ethical options for the different people, or what? How would you do that?
Yeah, well, that's a very good question. In fact, I was thinking on that, and I arrived to an agreement with myself that, yeah, I will go with the 17 goals, sustainability goals of the United Nations, because those goals are like a package that includes everything, you know. And well, I have done my user research with 10 people, and there were 9 actually that were saying exactly the same kind of things, and all were in the same package of the United Nations goals. So, yeah.
Okay, sounds like a good solution.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cristina. So let's go with the next one. It's Regina, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
So you have a big audience.
Yes, I
Because
see.
it's like, admit at this time.
Perfect. Well, then welcome to my feature demo of personal budgets of N26. My name is Regina Weiskopf. I'm a future PM and a student of allWomen. Today, I'm going to present you an N26 feature that has the potential to change the life of thousands or even millions of users. Your money on fire. Probably every single one of us in this call knows the feeling when during the month the money is going out of your bank account as if it would be on fire. Transaction after transaction, and at the end of the month, once more, there is little left. So we as N26, we need to better understand how the customer feels, and we need to find a way to support them and find a way that the users can control the money. To do that, we did an online survey and got 56 replies. 18% of the participants are not only unhappy with their spending and saving behavior, but really frustrated. 33% wish for some more guidance and help with sticking to monthly goals. 40% are losing track of spendings during the month. And 27% don't have the feeling that their mobile banking application is helping them to stick to spending and saving goals. So to summarize the problem that we see, users are losing track of expenses during the month. They are overspending and repeating the same unwanted spending patterns over and over again. So we need to find a way to tackle this problem and to support the customer in literally have more control over their wallet. But who do we develop this feature for? I want to introduce you to Teresa, one of the N26 users. She's 25 years old. She's living in Madrid. She lives alone in an apartment in the city center. She's a customer success manager in a startup. She earns 32,000 gross per year. In her free time, she enjoys horse riding. She travels frequently, therefore she uses the N26 spaces to always have enough money to go on the next trip. She enjoys shopping and interior design, and that's also her pain point because she feels that she's spending too much on clothes and decoration, and at the end of the month she has this negative surprise when she sees the sum of all the expenses that she has during the month. So how can we help Teresa and all other N26 users? My proposition would be the feature of personal budgets. Users can set up monthly limits for different categories. They can set up the notification that they receive after every transaction to always know how much they've spent already. They get an alert when over budget, so they know, okay, I've spent already all my money for this month for this category. And they have an easy and quick overview. As this is displayed you can see on the left side, it is displayed on the home screen of the N26 application. We believe that by giving the possibility to define personal budgets to N26 users, it will make it easier for them to avoid overspending and repeating the same unwanted spending patterns. We will know this to be true if 40% of our active users set up their personal budgets and 50% of them stay within their defined limitations over a period of 6 months. So let's take a look at the prototype and how Teresa could use this feature to have more control over her expenses. So Teresa could go to the spaces area. On the top, you can see her spaces where she saves for the new car and also for her vacations. And then on the bottom, you see budget. So here is also the budget area where she can create the new budget. Here she can choose of different categories. In her case, it will be the shopping category. She can choose a picture. And then she needs to set up the amount that she would like to spend for this category during the month. In this case, she uses 150 euros. She also activates all the options below. So show my budget on the home screen, notify me when reaching the budget limit, and also notify me after every transaction for this category with the current status of the budget. So she's creating the budget, and this is how it looks like. Here she can modify the budget. It's for shopping, the picture, the current balance, and also the percentage and euro amount of her budget. So now she has not spent anything yet, but she already sees the budget on the main screen of her application. Then when she's going on a shopping trip, in this case, she bought something for 44 euros in Corte Inglés, she will get the notification of the application, and also she gets this information on the bottom. So in total, you have spent already 44 euros for shopping this month. So this information, this time it's 44 euros, but next time it's already the sum of all her transactions. So she opens the application, and here she has the overview of how much she already spent and also the different items that she used it for. When going on the home screen, Teresa can see every time she opens the application, her budget, how much she already spent, that she already spent, for example, 29% of her budget, and she has 106 euros left. So after implementing and testing this MVP, the team can further iterate on this feature and further improve it. So what is possible there, and what would be the vision for this feature? So customers can set up rules when over budget. So they can really define what is happening when I'm over budget. They can not only set up monthly budgets, but also weekly ones. There is also the possibility to add an own menu item, because at the moment it's in the spaces area, but there could also be the option to add an own menu item. They could not only select the budget for a whole category, but for a single expense. We could also add chart views of the past month to really have the overview of how was the development for this category over the last couple of months. A widget could help them to have also a very quick and easy access to their budget overview. Budgets for friends to control each other of who sticks to the budget limit. Define incentives when sticking to this save spending goals. And also the creation and sending out of end-of-month reports to increase the awareness. So you can see this feature has a lot of potential, and could also really have an impact on the life of Teresa and also thousands of other users. But the potential is not only within the existing users, but also there is the potential to create get new users for this application. As we have seen in the research that we did, that people really look for an application that supports them with their financial management. So this could also bring N26 one step closer to one of their main goals, which is to increase the number of active users per month. That's it from my presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and now I'm happy to answer all your questions.
Very good, Regina. I don't know if someone have a question for her.
Hello, thank you, Regina. It was a very well thought feature. I guess the question that I have for you is, even your MVP version is quite complete. So a lot of things, have you thought about a way to do it, maybe a version that is a bit smaller than the one that you presented? So if you had to make a choice around how do you, if you make a decision, okay, I want to launch this, but probably I need to make some decisions in terms of all the features that I'm including in the first version, because it's probably, I can tell you, it's a lot of work to do, even your MVP.
Yes, I think it's quite a huge MVP to start off. Maybe there are definitely things that can be cut off. Also, I think because of the similarity of the spaces, so I think would in theory not be a problem, but maybe also the notifications can be limited. So the notifications can, so we can skip the notifications for the first time to not work on notifications. And also, so there are some things that can be cut off, but this would be for me the ideal MVP, but I don't totally understand. And also with the team, you would need to check, okay, what is possible and what can be cut off, which still gives value to the customer, that it's still the feature that can be tested.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Regina. So, sorry for asking so many questions today, but
No,
I have a
it's
question
a
for everyone. Yeah, first of all, I especially really liked your prototype. That was like a very complete and a very well thought through prototype. So thank you for that. And I was wondering, so you were showing that when somebody, or you were explaining that when somebody goes over budget in a certain budget, they can set up certain rules. And I was wondering what kinds of rules you were imagining there.
Yes, I wanted to include it, but then I needed to say, okay, that can be set up afterwards. So for me, it would be super nice to set up the rules. For me, also one option, for example, could be if I'm over budget, then if I'm over budget 20 euros, then for the next month, I have 20 euros less, or I can say I want to get it back over in 3 months. So every month I have a little bit less. So that could be an option. Also for me, it would be nice. So if I stick to my goal and I'm under budget, so maybe I can donate 5 euros every time I'm under budget for a social cause. So for me, this would be super nice for me emotionally, that would be nice. So for me, to sticking to the goal and also to spend 5 euros maybe in donating to a social cause, and 26 is also giving 5 euros on top of that. So to set up different rules on what is happening when being under budget. Another option could be to move the money that I'm under budget to one of the spaces to have a higher saving.
Cool, thank you. Sounds
You're
good.
welcome.
Okay, thank you, Regina.
Thank you.
Let's go with the next one, Daniela. Are you there?
Hello, I'm here. It says exactly. Okay. Please let me know when you see my screen.
Now, yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Daniela Pineda. I'm a product management for N26. And today, I will be talking about the challenge we got for the bank. And basically, we have to increase the number of customers that used to use N26 on a monthly basis. And for this challenge, I wanted to focus on how to help people to save, even if it's just a small amount. So we did some kind of service around this topic, about savings. And we found out that asking these people if they have information about saving methods, 53% of them say no, they don't have information about saving methods. Also, they were asked if they think their bank helped them to save money, and 40% of them say no. We also asked them if they're happy with their saving method, and 44% of them say no. And finally, we asked them if they think if they have more information about savings methods, they will save more money. And 68% of them say yes. So let me present you Harry. He's 34 years old. He's a graphic designer, and he's our user persona. We focus all this challenge on him. So how is Harry? Harry's working for a startup. He's single with no kids. He likes to travel and spend money in entertainment, dining. He likes to go to concerts. He uses online banking for transactions, payments, transfers using his card. He has a saving account, and he tries to save money regularly, but he thinks he can do better. What about his goals? He says he wants to rely on his bank to store and save money. He also wants to reach a straightforward saving goal without so much effort. But he has some pains because he does not have a consistent saving method, and he doesn't even have tools to keep track on those saving goals. So we found out this is the problem, okay? So millennials are trying their best to save money every month, but they are not reaching their full potential as they don't have a consistent saving method. So I started to think about exploring solutions, and I got a list of possible solutions, but using these prioritization techniques, we found out that a gamification saving tool will be an incentive to them to save money with a purpose. Let me explain you more about this. We believe that developing a gamification saving tool that users such as Harry can use will make it easier to follow a saving method that can be consistent. We will know we are successful by the percentage of users to implement this method on their monthly basis. So the success metrics we will use to know this will be okay is the number of users using the gamification saving tool. Also, the number of times users are actually moving money to their saving space when opening an envelope, and the percentage of users reaching their saving goals on time. Okay, let me explain you how this will work. The solution is the digital envelope system. So this method at the beginning, it asks you to set an objective and then to allocate money into separated digital envelopes based on a saving plan you created at the beginning. So the tool at the back end will create a number of envelopes with random numbers, for example, from 1 to 50. So every day, the app will ask you to open an envelope, and then you will see the amount of money you will save at that time. Let me go you through the MVP. So Harry, okay, good afternoon, Harry. He's entering the app, and probably the password will be watermelon sugar high, of course. And then he will enter the bank, and he will see the spaces, okay? So he will see this purple box, and it says, like, we convert the saving into a game. So he will click here, and he will start. So we will ask him, what is your saving goal? So he will put, for example, an amount of 2,500 euros, okay? So he will also put the time or the day when he wants to reach this amount of money. And then we will ask him, and this is the more important one, how much is the maximum saving money he can do on every month, okay? So at the back end, this will work like producing envelopes, several envelopes, and then when Harry has to save money, it would show up and it will pop up an envelope and it will say, oh, Harry, you have to save 34 euros today. So the idea is with these little amounts, he will feel like he's not saving that much, you know, every day he needs to open the app. But then at the end of the road, he will see that he will save 2,500 euros, for example. So why should we build this? Okay, first of all, let me tell you the financial or saving methods and everything is only, the 80% is only on our mind behavior, but actually only the 20% is putting the money on an account. So why should we build this? Of course, we will helping Harry saving money. We will give him an easy and constant method that will solve his problem. He will have a low effort, but with a high motivation because he will be involved on this gamification or gaming way to work. And of course, we will help him to change his mindset around saving. And of course, at the end, we will have a happy Harry. That's everything we want. Let me show you the roadmap. At the beginning, we will have our MVP that is developing the digital envelope system. On the next, we can actually work on personalized notifications. For example, giving Harry some push notification like, hey, you have 30% unless you until you reach your goal, and he will be motivated by this. And later on, we can create the same method, but you know, as a share method and including other people, like a multi-persona method. So I hope you like this product because I'm already so happy to see how this will work. And if you have any questions, now is the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Daniela. Maybe a partnership with Skin. So, any question there?
Yes. Hi, Daniela. A really cool and fun presentation. I very much enjoyed the persona that you chose. That was really funny. I was wondering, were you considering because when I hear gamification, what I think about is basically, receiving points and then like knowing how much points your friends have and things like that. Do you think that that could be useful in this situation as well, or is the financial context of banking too private for that to work?
Yeah, I mean, if we are talking about the MVP, I think that will be kind of weird because I think that that's a more personal and private behavior, you know, the savings. But definitely, if we develop the multi-persona or share a method, maybe it will be fun, because imagine I open this space or this game with you and we are saving to go to Mexico, you know, the two of us, and that will be fun, you know, to raise you or to challenge you like, hey, Anita, you have to put more money this week because I'm putting more than you or something like that. So that must be fun. That must be helpful.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question there?
Hello. Thank you, Daniela. It was a very creative solution with gamification. Remind me, how do you, I know that you've defined metrics, but have you defined how you're going to measure the success after the implementation? How are you going to look at results to make decisions?
Yeah. Our North Star metric will be, of course, the number of users using the saving tool, but also, because I remember this was one of the feedbacks from the teachers, this is not only the vanity metrics we are having here, okay? We also want to be sure that we are helping users to reach their goal, you know, to actually saving money. So one of the other metrics was how many times the people, because we are sending them like, you know, this, okay, you have to save 20 euros today. So we are just showing them how much they have to save, but actually we need to make sure they're moving the money from their main account to this space or to the saving account. And that is one of our goal, you know, metrics, to be sure that they are doing the, you know, the action of actually saving money. And also the other metric will be if they set the goal will be reached, I don't know, in 2 months. We also be measuring how much of these people using this are actually saving the money on time. I mean, on the time they set up to finally save this amount of money.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Okay, at last but not least, thank you, Daniela. We have Indira.
Yes. Oof. Okay, I'll try to present. Let me know if you see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Now, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just 1 second, there are 2 people that raised their hands. Maybe they have a question still for Daniela.
Sorry.
There's Jeanette and Mariela that might have a question.
I didn't see that, sorry. There is any question there for Daniela? No?
Okay, maybe it was an accident that they raised their hand.
No, it wasn't. No problem. Okay, Indira, sorry, let's go.
No, it's okay. I'll try to get okay. So my name is Indira, and I'm presenting the Entrance 6 challenge today. So we will go through the challenge presentation, then I will introduce the problem to you, present the solution, the MVP, and finally the Q&A. Entrance 6 is a digital only challenger bank.
Indira, sorry to interrupt you, but we see it with the notes. It's not like the, you know?
Oh, No?
No, with the note. It's like I can see all. It's not an issue, but maybe you want to show.
I don't have any notes, so it's okay.
Maybe share without note or something like this.
I don't know how to do it in this, to be honest, because like
A ver. Displays. Anyone?
Yeah, just click display settings and then swap.
Swap. Muy bien. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so I was saying that N26 is a bank that wants to build a product around people, based in technology and design. And one of the main goals is to simplify finance, which remains very institutional nowadays. So this is what we're trying to reach today. My mission today is to present a solution that helps N26 customers to understand better their finances and optimize their savings. So I do the market research, and then to define who are we tackling and who is it? It's people around 35 years old. How do they use N26? They use it in mobile, and also they access to other banks through their PC. When do they do it? Mostly in the mornings and during midday, meaning commute time, and also lunchtime. What do users want? They want a bank that has low fees. They want a bank to have an online presence and an easy onboarding. These remain pillars we already have, and then we need to work on trust and investment. Why trust? Because most people inherit the bank from the family, saying that my parents have this bank, so we hired that because we trust it, or maybe because they got a loan for their university career, and so that's something as N26 we need to build, like a long relationship with the customers. And also people want a bank that offer investments. When do users start saving? It was a really good question, because I would think it would be, I don't know, in Spain when you do like the communion or so, but surprisingly, 30% of the people interview, 13%, sorry, start saving when they are born, meaning when they came to this world, their parents opened a bank account to start saving for them. Then 58% start saving when they get a first proper job, meaning the 20-something. 19% start saving when they start a family, around 30-somethings, and the others is 10%. The saving dilemma. So when I ask people why do they save money, 47% say they save it for the future. It was mainly for family reasons, like children, getting a house, and so. 33% were for all unforeseen expenses, meaning, I don't know, you lose your job, there is a new expense coming in, and you want to have those savings to have like a peace of mind. 19% wanted to buy a house, and 1% was not interested in saving money. Then I asked those people why, and 53% say they didn't start saving money before because they didn't have enough money. 19% because they were not aware of the need of starting saving money. 19% also had no interest. And then 9% didn't have a purpose to save money. It was very surprising to me because only 2 people mentioned the pension or saving for their retirement. But in the second round of interview, when I will bring the subject up, people suddenly realized they were not thinking in the pensions or when they retired, and they should start doing that now. So the problem is that most people don't save more money, basically, because they think you cannot save small amount of money. So if we combine together and we create a product that reaches to people who think they don't have enough money to save because they can't save small amounts, and the 19% who is not aware of the needs or the purpose of saving money, you are reaching out already to 72% of those people. If you add on the top of that and you create a reason and you give enough information for the 9% who doesn't have a purpose, you end up reaching out to 91% of the people. The user persona is Maria, which is 35 years old. She works as a UX designer for a startup in Barcelona, and she wants to save 200K for her retirement during the next 30 years. She doesn't want to give up on dinners and traveling and buying fashion, and then saving money, and that really frustrates her. So I came up with this solution. This is one of the 3 solutions I presented, and this was the most, let's say, voted and also the simplest one to implement and add the value. What is it? It is a feature named Austie from Austere, which is a piggy. It's an intelligent calculator that will help you and will guide you through your future saving. What does it do? It calculates the future value of a small monthly investment, meaning you can start investing from €5, which won't be a huge amount for people to start doing that. And it will also provide 3 saving products, so you can pick up the one you think suits your profile. How we will measure success? We expect that 80% of the user use a feature in 1 year. That will increase the monthly active user. And also, we expect that 15% of the user hire at least one of the products in the first year. We will consider it will be ready to be launched when we have 3 different investment products agreements signed with a partner. When the calculator error range is below 0.02%, and when we have both the Spanish and the English translation to deploy in the app. So here goes the MVP. You have the login screen, and then it will show up in the home screen. So you basically will click on Austin, and then it will go to a bar, which is kind of a little game with a piggy. Then you click on the piggy, you will slide up until you reach the amount you want to calculate. In this case, is €5. And then once you are done, if you, let's say, you move it up to 10, you double tap, and then Austin will start calculating what are the best products for you. It will show up 3 main products. So in this case, there are 3 different PRs, and then you will have the riskier, medium risk, and low risk. So you also will have different profiles. The first one is an eco investment portfolio, meaning if you invest in that portfolio, you are sure you are investing in companies that are environment responsible. Then the second one is the WOW product, which is We Are the World. meaning your investment portfolio will be spread around the different markets. It will have the highest percentage in Asia, United States and Europe, and also a small percentage in Latin America and Africa as emerging markets. And then the last, peace of mind, which is composed by national bonds, meaning it's a very low rate, but it's a secure investment. Then when you pick up your product, it will come up with the next screen that will say if you would like to make it 5 euros higher, and then let's say you swap to your right and you say 15 euros it is. It will now tell you how much would you get in 30 years if you start saving this amount every month. So in this screen, you will have 2 options, which will be higher the plan, or then you can swipe also to your right and say no thanks, but you already have this calculation in your mind. Let's say you hire the plan, and then you will get the next screen with the agreement, terms and conditions. So you can slide down and read it all. If you accept, swipe to your right, and now you have a brighter future. And then also, this is a hint of the next release, which will be the play mode. By the play mode, if you are with your kids, you can select to go to the play mode, so no product can be higher, and you will get the screen from your right, and you can select to play with a quiz or calculate or start some connections with some videos that will have some financial education for kids. And then that's all, folks. This is now the time for Q&As.
Thank you, Nina. Any question?
Well, thank you. I think I'm very dark where I am. Sorry about it, because I'm not in Barcelona actually. Okay, thank you, Indira. Really, really great visuals on your prototype. A lot of work there. I just have a question. Would you, as a potential, putting yourself in the shoes of the users or the customers, would you see yourself using this? Do you see this as something that you would like to have?
Yes, just because one of the main reasons people have when saving money, one is that people is not aware that maybe with 10 euros, 15 euros every month is a huge amount in 20, 30 years time. And then what I've realized is that if you don't kidnap that amount when you ask the question, let's say if you don't give the option to say, okay, let's withdraw that amount from your bank account, people just don't save it. Because at the end, you see a nice top in Zara or whatever, and you end up doing that emotional purchase, and then you lose the chance to save more money. So I will definitely use it.
Yes, that's a very good point. And it's also good to see that you thought about small amounts.
Hey, Indira. My last question for today is for you. I was wondering, so I saw that you split out the 3 tiers by kind of like emotions or maybe values that you stand by, you know, as a user. What if the user kind of agrees with all 3 of those things and wants to invest in all 3 of those things?
So basically, it is like the MVP is now, let's say, designed to just get one, and then once you get one, if you enter and calculate again, you can do two things. You can get like a new, like let's say you get like the first one, which I think was the eco one. You enter a calculate a new amount. You can say add it to the existing plan, or then get it to a new one. I mean, I've decided to start with only 3 products because the PIAs are not very well known, I think, in the young people, although I think they're a very good option. And if you create much more option, I think when you give too many options to people, they get, let's say, they get freeze, or like they froze, and then they get paralysis by analysis. So I think at the beginning it's nice just to keep it simple, 3 options, and if it succeeds, probably you can start doing more partnerships and offering like more diverse products.
All right, thank you.
Okay, any other question? No? Oh, okay. So I don't know if you have some word. I want to thank all of you for this hard work. I'm very impressed because sometimes I did the rehearsal, but this time was a Saturday, and I really need that to have my Saturday. And I was very, very impressed what you done. I don't know if the teacher. I want to thank the teacher also, Anita, Maria, Patricia, Hansu, Laura. Cax, if you have any I don't know word for the students, and also vice versa, if some of you want to say something, I don't know.
I would like to say, since in the last law, I would really like to thank the teachers for the patience they had with us. I think the bootcamp has been great, and also the amazing colleagues I've met there. So I'm really, really happy to have taken it and being here today.
Thank you, Nira. I want to have all your faces. Maybe we can remove the presentation so I can do some LinkedIn. And also the project mentor, the graduate, you will be in the future. I hope project mentor for ladies that will be doing the bootcamp in the future. I hope all of you find a job sooner or later as a PM or project manager or whatever, that you find the best place for you, and to be mentoring other ladies in the future. I hope that happen soon. As I hope that we can have the ones that are here in Barcelona, and the others that come to visit, please, soon, because we have a new office in Poblenou, and we have a big terrace to have some beer and laugh and relax of all this hard work. And I think you will be also having one-to-ones, I think, with Maria to review in some months, review CV, LinkedIn. Then you will be having in some months also like the hiring fair, etc., to prepare. But now, and also with Aurora Pulido, our career coach, you will be having also a job searching talk. So we will see it. That is all. We will see it. We'll be in contact. But I think now I will try to put all your faces, pero no sé si puedo.
I would also like to say something. I don't know if you...
Yeah, go.
Yeah, okay, thank you. No, I just wanted to say that it was really great to see how much you've all grown throughout this course. I've had a lot of classes with you in the beginning, and then none towards the end. Well, there was one last class last week, and it was just so interesting for me to see all of your presentations now and where you've gotten to from the beginning of the course. And what I said in the beginning when I was presenting the Global Challenge, like, I really feel like I've learned a lot from you as well, and I'm grateful for that. So thank you.
Very, very good, very good. So I'm not able, I don't know why, to see all your faces, but some of them. I am printing and a big applause for all. Like, let's do it with sound. Okay, ladies. Vamos! Fantastic. Bueno, very good. I will be sharing the video. If Samantha will be visiting Barcelona, we will see her. Regina, come. Try to come soon. And I will send some invitation or something to make a little, I don't know, gathering in our terrace. Yes, we have new office. So
I hope next week.
Now
then.
you're free. Sorry. Let's hope. Sorry.
Either Filomena and me, we will make a short taste of what would be meeting so that we can have a taste test before
Mira,
going.
ya te has ido. ¿No has avisado?
No olvides el teléfono, ¿eh? Pero Filomena, que te estamos esperando.
Joder, vale, ya voy.
Me gusta. I really like it. Okay, you can start. You can start the celebration. Bueno, rest and enjoy your next Saturday. Hope you see you soon. We will be in touch in Slack, and congrats everyone. Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank you, ladies. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Bye 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 bye.
Bye. Bye.
¡Felicidades!
Chao.
Woohoo! You did it.
¡Felicidades! ¡Chao, mi amor! ¡Felicidades! ¡Chao, mi amor! ¡Chao, Nani! ¡Chao! ¡Te amo, Nani! ¡Te amo!